Good morning. Today, I'm going to talk to you about why I made this channel, what I discovered, and why you should care. I'm calling it the YouTube land rush. So what is a land rush? A land rush is when governments have so much land that they give it away for free to private citizens. So whoever can get there first and stake their claim gets it. There are usually stipulations like you have to take care of the land, you have to grow stuff on it, you have to have animals, whatever. But the giveaway creates what they call a land rush. It usually happens in the frontier. This kind of a scenario like Australia, United States, etc. So what is the YouTube land rush? Well, first, I want to talk about advertising. So let me just get this thing going. When we're talking about customer acquisition, we're usually talking about two different ways that can happen. Let's contrast typical forms of customer acquisition with content. So content is a permanent asset. Ads are renting attention, but when you stop making ads, you stop making ads, right? YouTube content marketing offers higher quality leads, better close rates, permanent compounding value, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to get into all this later, but typically we see better close rates from people coming from YouTube content than from an ad. There are obvious reasons for this. If you can't think through them, I'm going to tell you what they are. The true cost of outreach. Typical outreach, right? Cold email. These are some typical plans you'll find. Let's say you're spending $10K for 6 months of 45,000 emails a month, right? This is like a typical cost for cold outreach. Let's say ads. You're going to be spending anywhere from 7K to really 12K. And that's going to be like 45 to 60 days of testing just to dial in your messaging. You're looking at around $10,000 to $12,000 just to get into cold outreach. And what happens when somebody opts in? They're going to want to check you out. Who are you? When we look at the close rates, cold email, for example, these are the rates that we're seeing. So you have response rate, conversion rate, cold calling conversion, which is another typical form of outreach. 45,000 emails equals 45 calls equals 20 to 45 customers if you're a rock star. Yeah, maybe you can do that. That's optimistic. Content, on the other hand, scales exponentially. So we used to think about the algorithm, and this is part of what I discovered, as get more followers, get more people to see your stuff. Now the algorithm has changed. So engagement is greater than follower count. You can have 0 followers and create the best video on a topic, and the algorithm serves it to everyone searching for that solution. So if you have customers, potential customers, and they're on YouTube and they're searching for how to set up my domains to do cold email outreach, and you are a cold email agency serving B2B clients, if you make a video for that search term, they're going to find you. They're going to watch your video. They're going to be like, I don't want to set up domains. This is really, really labor intensive and annoying. Does this guy, does he do? Oh, he does. Oh, look, in the description, he offers a service. Let me just click on that and book a call, right? So this is how a YouTube funnel works. Here's a quote from Mosseri. We are going to prioritize smaller creators over bigger creators when push comes to shove. And I'm going to be honest about that. The reality is that small channels with 5 to 10 videos are blowing up right now. This is why I say land rush.
All social media has switched to the TikTokification of social media. Subscribers mean nothing. The only thing that matters is click, retain, reward. And it doesn't matter what the platform is, they're all the same. Did you get them to click? Did you get them to watch? And did you get them to come back? That's it. There's never been a better time to start. Because in the earlier days, when it was subscriber based, it was basically an email list. You build a subscriber base and then they push out your stuff to subscribers. They don't do that anymore at all. You could be a brand new account and have your first video do 10 million on the first upload ever, which I think in some ways is like a great equalizer, and it makes the content king.
The only thing that matters now is engagement. So maybe you don't like Hormozi, maybe he's not your your jam. Let's listen to somebody else talk about this.
My argument is that the way the algorithms are working, we no longer even live in social media. We now live in interest media. The things you're interested in are coming to you, not who you follow and what they post. So I would argue social media is fully dead. We're fully in interest media. And I would say the way that the AI algorithms are working is it's transcribing the words that are coming out of your mouth and putting in front of people who are likely to be interested in what you're talking about.
The app is basically transcribing what you're saying, and it's delivering it to people who are searching for that exact thing. In normal advertising, the holy grail is being able to write your ads in the language of your potential customers. So right now, social media is doing that for you. You can go into YouTube, you can find out what your potential customers are searching for in their own words, and you can make a video about that, okay? When you're answering a sales call that's coming from your YouTube channel, where people have been watching you for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, they're much more likely to buy from you than from a cold email or from an ad. I don't know what else to say. This is obvious. Here's another one.
Substantial thing that has happened in communication in a very long time. We are now in the era of not social media, but interest media, an individual piece of content where you have 6 followers. It's your 4th day. You're a CEO of a business reading this right now, and you've missed the boat, and you envy Gary Vee because he's been doing it for 15 years. I have great news for you. We are on equal playing ground now, because if your stuff is good, and I just did a mundane kind of C- for Gary Vee piece of execution, your video is going to get more views than me. That's a level of merit, of thought, and creative that has never existed.
So let's look at a couple other reasons why that is exciting. When you're dealing with cold lead ads or email, you get clients that are already skeptical. They don't know you. They don't trust you. They have objections. You need rockstar closers. People go to training for months just to learn how to close from cold leads. Okay, so content-driven leads. They've already watched your content. They've seen your expertise. They trust you before the call. They have little to no objections. You have shorter sales call, like I'm talking 15 minutes, okay? I'm not making this up. I know people who are doing this. And look at the difference in the close rate. So 5 to 10% versus 20 to 25%. Am I saying don't ever do cold leads? Don't ever do ads or emails? Absolutely not. What I am saying is those people coming in from that are already gonna search you up anyway. So even if people are not finding you through YouTube, they're going to go to YouTube to try to find you anyway once you cold email them or put them through an ad. And another great thing to do when someone books a call, if they have questions, is just shoot them videos from YouTube where you've already dealt with these objections. They get to see your face more, they get used to you, and you get a lot closer to that 20 to 25% close rate.
You make content and you judge it by views. I think that's dumb. If I have a grandma in public come and just do a running slap and just slaps me across the face, that video will probably get views, but those might not be your customers, and they probably aren't. If you want to attract the right avatar, make content for that avatar. That sounds so obvious and simple, and the thing is that no one does it. The content is the targeting.
Okay, so this guy's saying what I'm saying. I'm not saying it because I'm Mr. Smart Guy and I just woke up one morning and decided to make this up. Like, this is happening. That's why I'm calling it a land rush. This is not Will deciding that this is a really cool idea and just pulling something out of his ass, okay? This is happening. So you want to focus on, obviously, what he said. You want to focus on attracting your ideal customer avatar. We have ways of searching YouTube and finding out what they're searching for, what they're looking for in their own words. And you can present that solution to them in their own words. That's what makes this so powerful. But content is slow. Okay, so here's I guess, I don't know, like maybe the one objection where I kind of understand, and this is kind of where I was at, right? Content is slow. I got to make this video. I got to make that video. What? It's going to take me, even if I make a video, even if I make 2 videos per week, it's going to take me 6 weeks to get 12 videos, and 12 videos is nothing. Well, first of all, it's not nothing, as we've discovered. Second of all, if you're starting out, cold email or ads are not that fast either. You're looking at 60 to 45 days just to get your messaging right. And you're spending 10K, 12K to do that. And that's if you know what you're doing, which means you're probably not doing it. You're probably hiring someone else to do that. So on top of the 10K in ads, they're probably charging you anywhere from $1,500 if they have had no customers before, upwards of $4,000 a month on top of the ad spend. With cold email as well, you're looking at, week 1 is setup, week 2 domain warm up, week 3 you're doing your first sends, weeks 4 to 26 you're testing, you've got optimization. Maybe you get lucky and you get a banger right off the bat at week 4, but probably not. And again, even if you have people booking calls with you, unless your name is Alex Hormozi, they're not going to know who you are and they're going to be looking you up. And how are they going to look you up if you're not on YouTube, if you're not on socials? And really, social media, the shorter forms are just repurposing your YouTube content. So that's why the YouTube content is so important. It's searchable and it's repurposable. So this is the base of any kind of content plan that you're going to want to do. With content, weeks 1 to 3, you're already creating and launching your first videos. If you're having someone else do it for you, come up with your ideas. In 3 weeks, you've got anywhere from 3 to 6 videos already on your channel. Okay. And they're not going away, right? People are seeing them. Hormozi said, someone with 0 followers, if they make a better video, can be at the top of the algorithm, right? And algorithm, I mean people who are looking for your solution. So what, week 4 and 12, you've got 10 to 15 warm calls on your calendar, not cold calls. And again, by week 4, week 12, you've got anywhere from, 4 to 24 pieces of content now, right? So this is good for objection handling. You get people on your calendar, you're texting them, you're sending them reminders, they have questions, right? Oh, I have a question about this. I have a question about that. How do you do this? How do you do that? Oh, here's a video. Oh, here's a video. Oh, here's a video, right? Saves time, builds more trust. Weeks 12 to 26, because we're comparing with cold email. You just keep doing it. Yeah, you keep doing it. Weeks 12 to 26 means you have 12 to 52 videos, depending on how fast you're going. And I'm just assuming that your max speed is 2 videos per week. If you're hiring it out, meaning you have somebody doing everything for you except recording, I don't know, maybe you're a baller and you want to do more than 2 per week. Content created during testing is a permanent asset. Ad testing budget gone forever. So okay, you test with ads, you figure out what works. You're creating a knowledge base of what ads work, right? But you're not using those ads again. They're not on the internet forever. You have to pay for more ads. Content is cheaper. Content works forever. Your competitors are doing it right now. Land rush. What is the Michael Jackson principle? There's a story he used to tell of waking up in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and having this idea for a song, right? And waking up in a cold sweat. And he would immediately get on the phone and call his producer. And he would say, listen, wake everybody up. We're going to the studio now. Get the engineer, get my driver, get security, get your assistant, get the musicians, get the mixers, get everybody up. And his producer would be like, what are you doing, man? Like, let's record it tomorrow. People are sleeping. And his response was, I'm afraid that if I don't get it down right now, the muse will leave me and go to Prince. Yeah, and Prince is going to record it before me. What is the lesson? Algorithm changes favoring small creators is happening today. Your competitors creating content is happening today. Customers searching for your exact offer is happening today. If you don't create that content, someone else will. If you start today, in 12 weeks, you could have 24 pieces of content. If you don't start today, in 12 weeks, you could have 0 pieces of content. Okay, so the verdict: YouTube content marketing, lower long-term costs, exponential scaling, permanent value, higher quality leads, better close rates, shorter sales cycles, equal opportunity, expert validation. So here's your choice. Spend 5 to 10K on infrastructure that stops working when you stop paying, or build a permanent asset that works 24/7 forever with 2 to 5 times better close rate. I think you could probably do both. I think you can do YouTube and ads, but just starting out and you're picking between the two, I think YouTube is where you have to start. Nobody knows you. And if you've been running ads and if you've been running cold email and you don't have content or not the kind of content that your ideal client is looking for, then I think YouTube is where you need to get started. So if you're not doing YouTube, you need to start doing YouTube. Whether you're a beginner, whether you are not a beginner, you got to do YouTube. The difference is how many videos will you have in 12 weeks if you start today versus if you start in 12 weeks. Small creators are blowing up with 5 to 10 videos, right? That's like 4 to 8 weeks of content creation. Your competitors are already doing this. The customers you want are watching those videos right now. Start creating, start building, start winning.